So we are the Versa team, and during our hackathon here, we built a module for the spending limit. And yeah, so basically social recovery is good until they are not that good. So with social recovery, you can like change your key anytime you want to, if your key is stolen or lost. But what if your account is drained before you notice that your key is lost? And yes, otherwise you can still get access back to your account, but with no money, right? So the key to it is that we want to limit your key in a daily basis if it is risky. You can set like a daily limit to your key, like 0.2 ETH per day. That's the maximum amount of the keys that can use. If you find out someone is stealing from you after 3 days, you will lose like maximum 0.6 ETH. So the normal setting for social recovery is that you have a spending key which controls your account, and you have a set of guardians which can replace your spending key anytime you want. And now here with this spending limit module, we add a spending limit to the spending key, which can greatly improve the security. So there's a demo. So for setup spending key limit, you just like specify your spending limit for each token, and you ask your guardians for the approval. Because apparently, if you can like set arbitrary spending limit key, it would be useless, right? We're using magic link here. You just pass the code, and yeah, it will verify that your guardian approves this spending limit change. You can pay with any ERC20 by the magic of ERC 4337. Yeah, and some transaction, waiting for transaction confirm.
Recording in progress.
Yeah, and your spending key limit is, that. So for a normal transaction like 0.01 Matic, you will like directly go through it. But for a transaction above the limit, you can see like you want to send 2 links to another account. You will notice that you are spending over your approval. So it would show a prompt that says overspent, and it would direct you to get your guardian's approval. If you get all your guardian's approval, you can spend the fund however you want. Yeah, here's just a demo for 1/1 multi-sig guardian. Oh, yeah. And you submit the guardian's approval. And wait a little bit for confirmation. And it's done. Yeah, it's that easy. So with spending limit plus session keys, we think we can like almost surely that we can safely automate anything. By spending limit, you can guarantee the total amount that used by any keys under your control, and by session key, you can also specify the context that the key can use. For example, like specific function for a specific contract. With those two combined together, and with social recovery, we think we can achieve optimal balance with the convenience and the security of the accounts. As for technical issue, how we implement this spending limit module, we use safe score, and we also use a module system. So the spending limit is just a module plugin. You can always enable or disable this module. If it is enabled, all your transaction will be routed to the spending limit function, and we will check. First, we will forbid all the dedicated core except for the multi-send core in safe, and in core we will pass the core data, and yeah, and try to figure out how much you want to use. So that's another thing we are trying to build after the first day of the AppCon, after Fatag's talk. So for social recovery, one annoying problem is that if you have like multiple account or multiple trains, do you recover them all? For example, if you have account in 10 different trains with the same account address, if you want to recover it, for now you have to like submit 10 transactions, which is burdensome. And also for now, the privacy regarding your guardians is at risk because your guardians can know your assets, right? So Vitalik at the first day, he proposed a framework that you can like just store your key in a contract, in a separate contract, which only contains your guardian's information and your spending key. And your guardian, he only interact with this contract. He can always change the key store in this contract, but this contract is not directly linked to your smart contract wallet where your assets is held. So whenever you want to use your real asset account, you just submit a key proof that you really know the key store contracts spending pub key, and you are able to use whatever assets you want. In this framework, the multi-chain problem and the sticky problem could be saved at the same time, because those three different addresses can be on different train, right? If they are using a layer 1 to layer 2 messaging protocol, he can just read the key store can be on a layer one train, and all the different addresses can just read this train and notice if the pub key has been replaced. So when you do social recovery now, you just have to submit one transaction. Yeah, but we are still working on this, and if any of you are very interested in this, I'm more than happy to like talk about it a little bit more. That's all for us during section. Thanks.